Good morning, welcome back. It's 6:30 something in the morning on Tuesday, December, I don't know, because we haven't had power in only I don't think it's even been 24 hours. And Facebook world is freaking out. Do you realize there's hundreds of millions of people that live on this earth with no power and they seem to survive? We can do it. However, let's go back, I get it. The world is different, or where we live is a little different, and we're used to these things. The generator stopped working at about 2 in the morning, and Quinn comes upstairs and goes, "Dad, I can't sleep, my fan turned off." Now, Mom created this habit of sleeping with white noise with a fan, and now everybody in the house in the middle of the night, not everybody, it was Tyler, myself, I got itch, it was me, Tyler, Mom, and Quinn, all in our bedroom with zero power, pitch black. That was after Tyler and I ran around the property to try to figure out why the generator wasn't working at about 1 o'clock in the morning. So we shut it all down, gave the generator a break. I'll get into a little more of that in a minute. But yeah, Quinn was like, "I can't sleep, I have no fan. I need white noise." Well, our cell phones still have a little power. And oh, it's gonna be real dark in here. Yeah, so our cell phones had a little power, and we downloaded an app that is literally a white noise app. It just makes fan noises for you, or waterfall noises, or ocean noises, whatever you need. And Tyler downloaded it, Quinn downloaded it, and we kicked them out back to their rooms because Quinn is a little squirmy buddy, and I can't sleep with Quinn in my bed. The goats have been locked in all day yesterday, so I am going to let them out today. It's going to be a nice day. We have zero power in the barn because during that power outage, you're just going to have to go off sound. During that power outage, when the generator wasn't working, we got an error code 1600. So we looked that up. It's a Generac. Not sponsored, by the way. Generac, call me. I would love to be sponsored by you guys. You are one that we would accept. By the way, we turn down sponsorships all the time, just so you guys know. The whole not sponsored thing, we get sponsor requests emails all the time, and I turn them down constantly because I'm like, yeah, our audience doesn't care about this. If it's not valuable to you guys, it's not valuable to us. So we turn it down. Now, I know a lot of you probably have generators, and generators could be valuable. So that one I would pick up. Tractor Supply I would take. Lowe's I would take. You know, some of those I would take. Some of the crap we get, not taking. So it starts with valuable to the community before I even start negotiating as to what it's worth. So, Generac, call me, because what I realized, error code 1600 means a couple different problems, but basically what it means is the amount of fuel getting into the generator is not enough to keep your place moving. So in other words, let's take it from here. You got the main house, and then you got Graham's house, all running off one generator. And then you have the barn, the store, and this barn right behind us. So now when you do generator calculations, when this was calculated, the barn and all that was not here, and the way we have it set up was not here. Meaning, we have 2 refrigerators in our main kitchen, right? Remember we bought those little refrigerators? They're energy efficient, but there's still 2 motors. Then there's the commercial freezer that holds all our milk for the farm, for the business. And that commercial freezer is so big, you actually should count it as 2. Then we have a freezer that holds all our food. Then we have a freezer in the lotion room that holds our ice and things that we need to make soap. Then Graham's has her own refrigerator. So I just counted 7 total refrigerators and freezers. Then you have a sump pump that pumps the water out of the basement down. Graham's does not have a sump pump, we do. But there are 2 electric hot water heaters, one in this house, one in that house, right? And then we have the main air conditioner unit on this house. Now that doesn't run in the winter, so technically I left that out of the calculation. But there is one over here in the store that runs a heat pump so the store doesn't freeze over the winter, right? And then you have a Wi-Fi router because it asks you how many routers, how many computers do you have? We have Jake's computer, which can technically be turned off during a power outage, but to get the correct calculation, we put everything in, right? You got Jake's computer, Tyler's computer, our office computer, our inventory computer, and then 2 computers that run YouTube. So that's 5. And then on top of that, when it comes to routers, because we're on a commercial system, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 routers. So you start filling this whole list out, and then it asks how many garage door openers do you have, and blah, 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 blah. You fill all that out, and it spits out that we should be, hold your breath, on a 50,000 kilowatt generator to power all this in a power outage with 0 hiccups. We're on a 25,000. We're running this place on half the size generator that it needs. That's a problem, especially when a real quick search, Google, they make a 60,000 watt generator from Generac. It's $22,000. Now, our generator's pretty new. It's maybe 2-3 years old. I might be able to get a trade-in. I think it was like $10,000 or $13,000, and it's only a couple years old. You guys remember when the last one? Maybe you remember. The last one got hit by lightning, and we were able to get it replaced under warranty and insurance and all that fun stuff. But it's like a 13, 15. It's a lot. I mean, it cost us a couple thousand. But insurance and all that picked up, and warranties or whatever. But there may be a trade on that. Somebody might want it. And then we'd have to, still, it's a huge, huge financial issue. The other way to do it is, this is what we did. In the summer, when the power goes out, I automatically flip the pool off. I'm not letting the generator run the pool. I don't care if the pool turns green, I'll fix it after we get power. Because there's another problem you could have. The generator could shut itself down like it did in the middle of the night based on being overloaded. At least we think that's why. Or it can blow a piston, or what's called a rod, meaning the motor's working so hard that it literally blows itself up. That would become a major issue and not covered by anything, because it's our fault that we're running too much stuff on a too small generator. So in the middle of the night at 1 in the morning, when we figured this out, I said, Tyler, we're killing the farm. That's what we're doing. We shut down the main breaker in the garage, which shut off Cassie's Castle, the farm store, House of Pie, everything in this direction. We have no pool running right now. It's the winter, right? We went around the house and shut down every computer because they were all still on, hoping that power and internet would come back and everything would just reboot. So I just went and shut them all down. None of the kids can play Xboxes and all that because there was no power. So we got the consumption lower, right? Let's stay out of the refrigerators as much as possible. Let's do a quick cook a couple pizzas and whatever, and then we're done. Stay off the stove. I have no idea what Grams is doing down there for power, but she's one person in one little house. Can't be too bad. So, and there's Tyler getting picked up for school. So school is still going on, which is great. Get him out of this like no power situation. Go to school. It's warm in our house. All our fireplaces, our pellet stoves require power, so we had no heat when for the 5 hours we were completely dark. So it got cold in the house, got down to 65. So yeah, I had to, and then while I was filling out that form, this is where the scary part happened. I'm laying in bed, filling out this form, overthinking this whole generator thing. I'm like, is the generator big enough for us? And then it asks, do you have a sump pump? Remember I talked about that a minute ago? That sucks all the water out of the basement. Angie's sump pump failed during this. Jenna and Rob were dealing with a basement flooding somewhere out that way. I don't think it was at their house. It was somewhere. Everybody's dealing it. Liz is getting text messages from Jake's friends that are dealing with basement flooding, like everybody. And now there's a road on fire down the street from us. Yeah, I saw pictures. I can't edit, so this is the one take. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to upload this. It might take 8 hours to upload just straight to cellular. But yeah, there's a road on fire, like multiple fires on one road. Oh, it's a mess. So the sump pump, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh poop. Our sump pump for the last 5 hours had no power. That means any water sucked in the ground, like Mother Nature ground. It hasn't rained in a long time, but look at that front yard, still soaking wet with puddles. Ground is so saturated and so wet. It's like a big sponge filled with water. That water sometimes makes it into your basement, whether right through the foundation or through the pipes that run into your house. I'll show you it one day. The electrical and the plumbing that actually go through your foundation to come in the house, water can sometimes make it in through that hole. So then you create a situation where if that water's going to come in, I want it to go here, and then when it's here, pump it out with a pump. So I'm like, oh, the pump hasn't been on for 5 hours. So I jump up, run downstairs, and thank goodness I was fine. 5 hours and no power did not flood the basement, because that's where all our soap is being cured. That's where all the Legacy of Love soap oh my gosh. Yeah, it would not have been good, but we got it working. I threw the generator back on, cleared the code, threw it back on, and as of right now, it's been running for 51 minutes. So I think it was tired and overloaded, and that's it. It just shut itself down. It got tired. I don't think we're out of propane. I don't know. So the goats are gonna go out on 4 feeders. Here we go, because I just filled them and all 4 feeders are out. So you guys that think I'm gonna wait till the pillars are done to add the 4th feeder, you're funny, haha. But let's let them out in the dark because they have no power. You are now Amish goats. Yes. That means no power. I remember when I was little, we used to have to light the candles in the house, get the flashlights out, fire up the barbecue grill to do all our cooking. I mean, it was almost fun. I actually joked with somebody, hang on, goats. You guys are not letting me deal with the locks and everything. Okay, go. Wow. Yeah, I joked yesterday. I was like, there's been so much family. One of you guys sent us a game. It was an interesting game. It's called Who's the Goat game, and get it, goat, greatest of all time. You could hear the hum of the generators from the neighborhood. See, it's a power outage season. Yeah, so somebody bought us a game called Who's the Goat. I don't remember where it came from. Thank you. We were like, what's this? I have no idea. Maybe someday we'll play it. Who knows? So power goes out. Internet goes out. What do you know? Olivia and Quinn start investigating all the stuff that nobody plays with. And we pull it out, and it's kind of like a challenge kind of game. So there's all of us were playing at one point. Oh, look at them all. 4 feeders. They're so spread out. Wow, it's so pretty. My hands are getting cold. So pull this card and you read it, and it says who's the goat that can say the days of the week starting with Sunday backwards the fastest. So now you have to write down on your little piece of paper who in your whole group you think is the best at that challenge, because it might not be you. And then you all compete the challenge, and the winners get like little tokens, whatever. We played this game. I actually have a time lapse of us playing this game. And why did I don't know why I did that. So yeah, I told Liz, and I think Tyler heard me. I go, maybe someday I'll just kill the power and the internet just for family time. And it'll be like, oh yeah, the internet's out. Yeah, they're saying it might come back in a couple days. Let's play a game. And it's all not real. Hey, we got family dinners going. And we've been a couple weeks on family dinners. Good 2 months. I think we've done 10 in a row now. Every week, one day, we all sit at the table and eat and talk and whatever. There's no cell phone time. Now we just have to add in family game time, but that would be like once a month. We're not doing that weekly. That we would have to really make, special I do want to get back into family movie time. More on that later. I have ideas. I've always liked, you know, movies, but it has to be more. I gotta throw hay in the dark, so we're just gonna keep talking. I'm more a fan of the audio than the visual, if that makes sense. So I like the good audio experience, you know, that you get from going to the theater. That like rumble from the bass and the, you know, the sound wraps around you. Like if it's a helicopter flying, you know, it's not all the sound coming from the same area. My uncle used to have a very good home theater. I've always been always been interested in building one of those at the house, but we're not like, you know, MTV Cribs where you have a whole room you can dedicate to a theater. We don't have that, so we'd have to just play around with the living room, and it needs a ton of work. So, but it could, because it happened last night. We brought out these old-fashioned things that a lot of people don't know what they are. They're called DVDs, and you actually have to load them in a machine and let them play the movie. You don't just go to Netflix, because Netflix requires internet. DVDs do not. So we had to like get that up and running, and Jake was able to watch some movies with Quinn. So the whole idea of a home theater concept could bring the whole family back together, doing something other than just eating, right? So that's it. That's my morning. The waters are receding. They're coming down. This was completely underwater yesterday by like 4 or 5 inches. We are doing an emergency muck out today. I may attempt to go live directly from cell phone, even if it's only for 10 minutes, just to say hi, hello to people, let them see the goats for a couple minutes. Kevin's on his way. He'll be here, but it's gonna be a sloppy mess. Clean all this up, put all these cinder blocks away, find somewhere, well, I know where they go, but we gotta put it all away. We gotta fix all this so we can drive the tractor around and get rid of all the wet hay. Let's see before I let you go. Wow, this is a long one take, Jesus. Oh, I almost turned the lights on again, but we have no lights. Let's see if the water receded here. You're probably not gonna be able to see. Oh yeah, it's completely dry. So all our water has sunk underground, which is great. That's what we needed. We will let the girls out. They have plenty of hay right now. Later, when Kevin gets here, we will assess the situation, start moving all our dry hay up into the loft, and then fixing up the tractor. We got to change an implement on the tractor. Right now the lawnmower's on the back. We got to take that off, and then oh my gosh, we don't have to let anything. We have to take that off, change the front of the tractor to the grabber, and get to work on this. But I'm also gonna try to steal the internet from my cell phone to make my computer work, and then print out all shipping labels and get all the orders out, because I can't screw up people's Christmas. So I gotta figure that out. That's like step number 1 right after I hang up this. Look who's first. Winnie, it's safe. You could come out. You really can. Okay, you girls have a good time. I know you haven't been out in like a day. Yep, come on out, and we will see you later. You hear a cat meowing. We'll deal with that a little later too. I'm just opening them up for now. Mom's gonna come out, do her cat thing, her goat thing. She does need to make soap, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to do that on generator and all that. So that's it. That's my one take, big long one. So gives you guys something to watch. Enjoy your day, and hopefully this all gets better soon. But like I started this whole video, it's not that bad. In the reality of life, you know, compared to how bad this could be, for those that are dealing with like 4 feet of water in their house, or hurricanes, or tornadoes, or they're living at the Red Cross, or they're going to warming shelters because their pipes are freezing, or they live somewhere with no power in general, or no internet. We could literally jump in our car with a laptop, go 8 miles down the road to Starbucks, and business as usual. You could. My point is, We're going to be fine. The goats will be live again soon. And it may be tomorrow, but even if it isn't, I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.